It's happening in China, in some of the provinces most vulnerable to torrential rains: Sichuan, Gansu, and Yunnan. These mountainous areas, home to thousands of families, are constantly threatened by unstable slopes and extreme rainfall. Here, tons of earth, rocks, and logs plummet down the valley at an unstoppable speed. A deafening roar shakes the valley as an entire mountain face suddenly collapses. In a matter of seconds, houses, roads, and farmland are swallowed up as if sucked into the mountain itself. The landscape transforms into a natural battlefield. Huge tree trunks and sharp rocks collide, shattering everything in their path. Families, once safe within their homes, find themselves surrounded by chaos. The same mountain that for decades had provided life and protection becomes an implacable enemy. But the nightmare doesn't end. From above, the rain continues to fall, incessant and violent. The earth, now soaked with water, can no longer hold. Each new drop fuels the disaster, making the landslide an even more devastating danger. Mountain streams, swollen by the rain, swell within minutes into raging rivers, overflowing their banks and carrying boulders, trees, and even the roofs of houses downstream. The waters move with unstoppable force. Cars are lifted like toys. Entire bridges collapse, their foundations swept away in an instant. Rescue efforts are rendered nearly impossible. Boats and emergency vehicles are unable to counter the river's fury. Residents have no time to flee. The roar of the water drowns out every sound, even cries for help. Roads turn into rivers, cultivated fields into muddy lakes. Hours later, the rain slows, but what the survivors see is an apocalyptic scenario. In place of homes, only murky water and broken beams remain. Entire farms have been swept away, the animals drowned or buried in mud. Fields that would have sustained crops for months are destroyed, covered in rocks and debris. Power lines have collapsed, leaving entire communities without electricity, immersed in a silence broken only by the constant roar of the water, which continues to carve new paths of destruction. Experts warn, these events are never isolated. Landslides and flash floods often follow one another in a domino effect. Weeks of rain weaken the slopes, making them unstable. When the mountain collapses, debris blocks rivers, creating temporary dams. But these makeshift barriers don't hold for long. They suddenly give way, unleashing flood waves that sweep away everything in their path. Thus, landslides trigger floods, and floods trigger new landslides, in a destructive cycle that no human intervention can contain. This is the cruelest face of landslides and flash floods. They arrive without warning, with a violence that no wall, road, or urban plan can withstand. In recent years, China has repeatedly been the scene of similar tragedies. According to data from the Chinese Ministry of Natural Resources in 2023 alone, over 3,000 landslides were recorded in several provinces, many of them triggered by exceptionally heavy monsoon rains. Among the most affected areas is Sichuan province, where the instability of the mountainous terrain, combined with torrential rains, continues to threaten entire villages. Landslides and flash floods are not simple meteorological events. They are catastrophes that upend the lives of thousands of people and leave scars that last for generations. The earth gives life, but it can also take it away in the blink of an eye. As China battles these increasingly frequent emergencies, one truth remains clear. No technology and no forecast can completely eliminate risk. These tragedies are a brutal reminder of how fragile the balance between humanity and nature is, and how urgent it is to learn to coexist with the unpredictable forces of the planet that hosts us.